Hey everybody, it's Miss Corso here, and I am going to be starting you with your first actual content lesson for Earth Science, which has to do with the difference between an observation and an inference. I just want to let you know that you are going to be seeing this. This is basically this picture and this worksheet is what I'm going to be referencing my lesson around. You are going to be seeing this during the lesson. I'll be doing a little reading from you, and we're going to go over the differences between an observation and an inference. If you want to get your own copy of this, or you just need to see it a little bit better than my screen shared right now, that's very easily done. I just want to let you know that both that worksheet that I'm teaching the lesson by and some practice questions, you will see this also. Both of them will be in your Microsoft Teams assignment. Of course, both of these will be right below or above, right around where I list the link for this actual video. So, excuse me. So if you go to Microsoft Teams, just to let you guys give you a heads up on how you're going to see this all when you access it. Right now it's still in my drafts because I'm doing the video now. But when you get to the lesson tomorrow, actually for you it's going to be today. I'm pre-recording this. Okay, it is Thursday night, but you're going to see this on a Friday. What you'll see is my directions. Okay, it'll say please watch the video. That's this on observation, inference, and classification. Again, that's right through YouTube. You probably, some of you, since you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'll get that tonight, but you'll actually have your lesson uploaded to Microsoft Teams tomorrow. The video link will be basically about observation, inference, and classification. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, you may want to do so. Okay, and again, you'll see the link that you clicked on to get to this video. Above it, which is this, okay, this is the Word document that I'll be teaching the lesson by, okay, and then right below it, that other link that you saw, I don't think it's gonna let me go back now, of course not. That other link that you saw is gonna be the practice question. So again, if I go back, and I get into my draft here. You'll see it under your lessons tomorrow. You will see that second thing right here. Again, if you click on that, what you will be seeing, okay, is you will be seeing this worksheet here, which are some practice questions that I want you to work on. Next week, I will actually be going over these questions. You certainly do not want to blow past this and not do it because these questions will actually be on your future test. So you want to give them a try after I teach this lesson. We will talk about it next time I meet up with you, or virtually you might see me go over these as well next week. And again, do your best to try to get these correct because they are going to be on your test and you will see them and they'll be worth points. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that. So the difference between an observation and an inference. Okay, I want to start my timer here to make sure I don't run over my video time. So the difference between an observation and an inference is very, very simple. An observation, okay, is basically when we look at something in our surroundings and we pick up information about those surroundings using one of our five senses. Okay, so we have five senses: the sense of sight, smell, right? Hearing, tasting, and feeling. Okay, your five senses: sight, smell, hearing, feeling, tasting. And with those five senses, we can gather information about our surroundings. Okay, so like, even if I were to have lost a sense of one of my senses, like my sense of seeing, I can close my eyes, cut off my sense of sight, and still get information about my surroundings using other senses. So always remember, an observation doesn't mean simply just to look at and to figure things out, but it means also to use your other senses to gather information. Now, when you make an observation is kind of like a fact, okay? A lot of times observations can be measurements. Like if I measured how high this lava was and I said, okay, the lava has a height of 6 feet, that could be an observation. Okay, another observation when I look at this, okay, this picture is I could say, wow, the pole back here is on fire. Or where the lava hasn't actually hit, the grass is still very green. You could say the lava is an orange reddish color. You could also say that there's a house right here. Okay, so these are all basic observations. Now, the difference, okay, between an observation and an inference is that an inference is kind of like a guess of what you think had happened or what you think may occur based on something that you observed. So if I look at this picture here, right, and I see that the lava is creeping in from this like left side of the picture and its leading edge is kind of pushing towards the house. A good inference to me would be something like, I think that the lava may actually reach the house and start to burn it. Or another inference would be, I don't think anybody's actually inside the house right now. They probably evacuated. Okay, so inferences are kind of like guesses, which are based on some information, some type of observation that you've already made. Okay, now when you get to this today, right, you're going to want to read through, okay, the little, basically the worksheet. And it tells you all about the islands of Hawaii and basically how they are located in a part of the earth which is called a hot spot. And the hot spot is a place where the Earth's crust is very thin and these blobs of magma come up and they actually rise through the crust and create, like I said, like magma coming out of the crust. Okay, so you'll read through this. Again, this worksheet is attached, okay, to this right below the actual assignment. You'll read through this and you'll get to this and you'll get to the spot at the end here where again they talk about looking at this picture and listing 5 observations, hard facts about what you think is going on. Okay, so when you're doing this, even if you don't want to actually print out or, write it down on the document, you can just write in your notebook, 5 observations based on this picture. Okay, and then you can get to that second part where you're going to be looking at what you infer about this picture. What are your inferences? And again, remember, those are kind of like things that you think either happened or may happen based on what you observe. Okay, now before we get into the word classification, one of the things that I need to point out to you is one of the greatest inferences that you should really kind of know about for earth science, related to earth science, is the inference about the dinosaurs. So we're going to get back to the word classification in a moment. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to bring up a picture of the dinosaurs. So let's go back down here to my ribbon and we need to get to Google and we're going to go into dinosaurs and asteroid impact. Here we go. And I'm going to bring up some images for you and I want you to take a look at these images because this is something you actually should know well about being an earth science student. So the last time a dinosaur existed on this planet was some 65 million years ago. And around the time of 65.6 million years ago, science using geologic records figured out that that was the point in which dinosaurs and nearly like 85 to 90% of species on Earth actually went kaput. They died, right? There was a massive extinction of things living on this planet at that point. And we were not here. Scientists were not here to record actually what happened, visually, but they do have evidence within the earth, okay, rock layers within the earth that show some pretty good clues as to what took place. And what they believe happened is that there was a massive asteroid impact. This asteroid, if you look at some of these pictures, it came down from outer space. It impacted the earth with such force that it actually threw a cloud of dust up into our atmosphere. And that cloud of dust actually, it basically cut off the ability for sunlight to reach our planet. Now, if sunlight doesn't reach our planet, the dinosaurs have 2 problems. First problem is when sunlight doesn't reach our planet, it gets really, really, really cold. Okay, so they got a major, major climate change because the sun can't get down, it can't warm anything. The other problem when the sun doesn't warm anything and can't get down to the planet is you start to wipe out the food chain because you basically have no way of creating photosynthesis without sunlight to grow plants. And when you don't grow plants, the things that eat plants die, and then the dinosaurs that either eat the plants or eat other mammals or other, animals on Earth, they die. So you wipe out the food chain. You also lessen the ability to create oxygen when you wipe out plants. So dinosaurs had some really serious, things that they really couldn't overcome as a species. They had very cold climate. They had no plants growing for them to eat. They also had a reduction in oxygen levels. And they were not the only, like I said, 87% of species got wiped out on Earth at that time. And again, is this a fact? Nope. But is it a pretty good inference? Sure is. Scientists are pretty sure that this is what happened. But again, we weren't here. So if we weren't here to see it with our own eyes, it's just an inference. So that is the difference between an observation and an inference, which leads me to the last word, which is classification. And classification is very, very, very simple. If we go back to the worksheet, right, there's a spot on the actual worksheet, and click back here, bring this up for you guys. This will take but moments and then you will be done. If we look at the very, very bottom of this worksheet, okay, the word classification, it simply means, okay, to group or to organize things. So like if I had a bunch of seashells or if I had a bunch of marbles and I start to like pull them out and put them into groups, to group or to organize is what it means to classify. Okay, we classify things in our lives every single day, all day long. Okay, so again, classify means to group or to organize. You may want to write that down in your notes. Again, here's a spot here, classify, to group or to organize things based on characteristics. And then again, try using that in a sentence. Like for instance, I classify my friends into, like, you might have boy group, girl group in your mind. Like these are my friends that are males, these are my friends that are females. Or you could classify music, rap versus country. Again, those are just means of classifying, grouping, or organizing. And scientists do that again all day long. So do you. All right, so that's it for today, guys. Remember that this lesson has to be completed during your actual science period time. You are doing this if you're a fully remote student, or if you are the, I saw green today, so if you are the green cohort, you complete this lesson. If you are the gold cohort, I will see you in school tomorrow and we will be doing this together, okay? I hope, if I do not get to see you tomorrow, which is like 2/3 of you, that you have a very wonderful weekend, okay? So you got through your first couple of days and you got 2 days off, and we'll resume this. We'll go over some of this on Monday and then we will be getting density. So rest up, have a great weekend, stay healthy, and I will certainly check in with you soon. Don't forget to hit submit when you are done with this lesson, okay? In Microsoft Teams, actually it doesn't say submit, it says turn in. Don't forget to turn in. That's how your attendance is taken. All right, guys, have a great weekend.